What's going on, everyone? It's me, Aaron Collins. This is another rendition of me addressing worldly issues in a godly way. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's in their right mind. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, as everyone knows by now, and I'm not one bit surprised that this happened, but Kyle Rittenhouse was indeed indicted. I mean, not indicted, but acquitted, actually. Acquitted of all charges, meaning he's been set free. He's a free man to walk around. And like I said, it comes as no surprise to me, considering that Rittenhouse has what we call the complexion for the protection. The fact that he was able to do what he did, not saying that anything was necessarily wrong with what he did, but the fact that he did it and was able to go to court and deliberate and go through all those antics, like, you know, what I consider fake crying. I mean, he really strained that cry as far as I'm concerned, from what I've seen. But it's neither here nor there. I look at it this way. This is my 2 cents. So what he did, he went across state lines. His mom dropped him off when he was a teenager, 17, to attend, to go and protect businesses that were being burnt down or being threatened of being burnt down in Kenosha, Wisconsin, when people were protesting the whole Jacob Blake incident. BLM was supposed to have been there, Antifa, a lot of the major players that come to these types of protests, they were there. Well, from what I understand, he was supposed to have been with a group of people, of other people that were there for the same reason, but somehow he got separated from the group. He wound up getting caught up in the mob, which was a highly supercharged mob of people. I can already tell you that a lot of them were not out there protesting. Some of them were just there basically to take advantage of all the revelry and the debauchery that was going on out there at the time. And two of them people he happened to run into, or 3 of them really, but 2 of them he happened to run into would be Joseph Rosenbaum, who was known to be a pedophile, who had just gotten out of jail. He came after Kyle with a chain, to which he used his rifle to defend himself. The second person that lost his life would be, I forget his name, but he came at Kyle with a skateboard, attempting to harm him. He was known to be a domestic abuser, and then he wounded a third person. Now, the fact that I'm not mentioning these folks to just to call out their discrepancies. They did what they did, and they just happened to run into Kyle Rittenhouse at these protests. It's the fact that Kyle Rittenhouse defended himself with the rifle. There's nothing necessarily wrong with him defending himself, but the way he went about doing it, has a lot of people up in arms. And the fact that he had a rifle that, come to find out, he was actually legal to have. So many people are not happy with the verdict, with the way it went down. As far as him going out there to help protect businesses, I don't necessarily per se find anything wrong with that, but from what I understand, that these businesses really do not give people permission at all to just control their businesses. It's not that they weren't grateful for it, but they didn't give people any kind of permission to do that. And the fact that they were out there with those guns, maybe it antagonized the crowd even more. Like I said, the crowd was already just supercharged and already just turned up, as we put it to begin with. Here, but where it comes to where black people is concerned, because the victim, or the people he killed and wounded, just happened to be white, other white guys, that's not necessarily the issue that we have. As a people, we understand that with the history of racism in this country that's also still present, and the system of white supremacy that we still currently live under, had Kyle Rittenhouse been a black teenager, and I'm speaking hypothetically, if he had been a black teenager who did the exact same thing that he did, would the outpouring of sympathy be the same? Would he get the same kind of treatment in court? Would he be able to cry like he did in court if his skin were black? Like I said, judging from the way we're treated in this society as it is, we just don't think that it would be possible. And unfortunately, we do live in a system of white supremacy and racism. Once again, I do understand that the people that Kyle Rittenhouse did shoot were other white guys. I'm not necessarily getting up in arms about that. I mean, I do believe in the First Amendment right, the freedom to bear arms. I believe in all that. Like I said, when I lived in Texas, I used to be a concealed carry holder, so I know what it is. But it's the principle. The one thing that I think that Kyle Rittenhouse might be guilty of is maybe not exercising wisdom. When you go into a highly emotional group of people like that, and we already know what Black Lives Matter, what they really are about. The fact that he went in there the way he went in there, maybe that was not the smartest thing to do. And if he wasn't there in the first place, we obviously would not be having this conversation. He could have saved himself a lot of issues. But this is just me talking. But yes, there's people that are up in arms about it. And the surprising part about that, it seems to be more white people, or just as many white people as there are black people that are not too happy about Kyle Rittenhouse getting off. I mean, you already heard basically my analysis of it and how I feel, and I'm sure a lot of other African Americans would feel that way. If Kyle Rittenhouse was black, would it have gone the same way? Would he have getting an outpouring of people like the Proud Boys, or any support from people like that? Or would he get any accolades or anything from other groups? And I don't think he would, because believe it or not, skin color is still a major issue in this society. So once again, all I can say is this is pretty much white privilege being used at its most expressive way, and he got off, and now he's going to, whatever he's going to do, he's going to live the rest of his days. But anyway, that's just how I feel about it. That's my 2 cents on this whole matter. I'm sure some of you all probably think differently. That's fine also. But anyway, get in the comments, let me know what you think. How do you feel about this whole situation? Am I on point? Am I off point? Let me know. Get in the comments. And while you're at it, support the channel. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I drop more content, and support the channel at paypal.me/RealRyanCollins, as well as patreon.com/RealRyanCollins. Yes, I'm still working on getting the Cash App together, so have patience and bear with me, everyone, like you already have. just continue to have patience with me. You know, it's tough. I mean, we're living in a tough world, but no, we're gonna get through this. I'm gonna get that cash out. But yeah, I just want to put that out there. Well, anything else? I always seem to draw a blank, but anyway, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say about this whole situation. And I was really debating if I wanted to really talk about the whole trial and Kyle Rittenhouse, because so many other content creators have talked about him. So I figured I may as well throw my hat in the ring too. I mean, and say what I feel about it. So there you have it. Say what I need to say about him, and yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about the whole situation. So, with that said, with that done, y'all already know what it is. God loves you. I love you. Let's do life. See you in the next video.